Hi, beautiful. It's time to get ready because your miracles are coming. They are on their way to you. Some of you already know how to get ready, how to prepare to receive those miracles. And for other of you, you are wondering, what does it mean to get ready to receive my miracles? Well, I'll give you some tips, right? The first one is to forgive yourself and to not give up. Because if you give up, you lose the opportunity to witness your miracles. But if you don't give up, you are ready when those miracles are here. So forgive yourself, and just like you are generous with other people to offer them your forgiveness, it is exactly how you can forgive yourself in this case. And actually, you can even go beyond forgiveness, because here's something that I've learned. There is nothing to forgive, really. Why? Because everything is actually just a lesson to be learned. That means there is a divine order that ensures that everything happens. Even the things that we feel resentful towards, it's just because we are not seeing the big picture. We are not really seeing how they are helping us. So if there are things that you feel like they have not served you in your life, you can decide to find the gratitude for those things. You can search for the benefits. I'm just looking at the birds here. So look for the benefits. Think about a specific crisis in your life or just an event that pissed you off. Ask yourself, how is it helping me? What is it here to teach me? What lesson can I learn from this? If you search and you find those benefits, you will understand that there is nothing to forgive. For those events, you want to judge the people involved in that event, right? And then when you find the benefits, how that event has really helped you, then there is no need to forgive. Imagine that someone was challenging you and that inspired you to level up, to glow up, to become a higher version of yourself. Then you can see how that challenge, exactly that challenge and that person has helped you on your journey. So instead of being like, okay, I forgive you because I'm better than you or something, you are more like, thank you. Thank you for this lesson of life. Thank you for this inspiration to grow, to heal, and to expand, to level up, to glow up, right? So there's nothing to forgive. There's only things to be thankful for. And it's the same for yourself. Instead of forgiving yourself, yes, you can forgive yourself if you want to, and you can forgive other people involved in those events that you perceive as crisis in your life. And you can also be grateful to yourself for going through those things that allows you to be the version that you are today. There is always another layer, another quantum leap to do, but the version that you are today is the one that is ready to take that quantum leap, right? And that version has to go through all the things that you went through in order to be here today. So to say thank you to that person, to that version of yourself who went through all those challenges in life, right? And say thank you to all the people who contributed directly or indirectly to you being here today as well. And then you can thank that version and let her go, because in order to become the person who is able to receive your miracles and your blessings, you actually need to do things that you had never done before. Think about it this way. If you were already doing the things that you need to do to receive your miracles, your blessings, they will be here in your life right now. So it's not just about the actions, it's also about your energy field, your beliefs, your thoughts, the actions that you take, of course, and your perceptions, your decisions, all of that influence while you create in this reality. So in order to prepare to receive those blessings, in order to get ready for your blessings, for your miracles, you actually need to embrace that new version of yourself who is going to decide now that she's going to show up for herself in ways that she has never shown up for herself before. Because that is the quantum leap. In her thought, the way she transmute the energy. When you get heavy energy, you transmute that energy in order to make her light again. What does it mean? For example, we talk about those challenges of life. You can transmute them into finding the benefits, so they become your strength instead of being something that you feel like a baggage, right? Because life will always bring us the challenges, but it depends how we use them. Alchemize it to propel us forward, or use them as baggage to hold us down and to make us feel small. Getting ready means that you alchemize those energies and those thoughts, those limiting beliefs, in order to help you get ready to receive your blessings. Another powerful thing that you can do when it comes to receiving your blessings and your miracles is collapsing time. You see, one thing that delays everything is us thinking that we need to undergo a long process. We need to take the time to do all these things, all the inner work, right? And the inner work is never done. It's never finished. In some way, we are in an endless loop that is always in the future. One day, I'm going to do all the inner work and I'll be ready to receive my blessings. Okay, here's the quantum leap. What if you can collapse the time? What if you allow yourself to receive your blessings now? You receive your miracle now. You receive the result that you want now. What if you were able to access a state where you are like God, like that infinite intelligence that creates everything, and it creates them limitless, it creates them instantly. So the space and time doesn't matter. What if you were able to alchemize your creations so that they happen now? You come from a consciousness where they are already done. They has already happened. It's not like it is not working, or why is it not working? Yes, I get into that trap myself, right? Where I get stuck in the thinking that why is it not working? But actually, it has already worked. It has already happened. It is already done. But where is your focus at? Is your focus to the possibility where it's not done, where it needs a long process to happen? Or is your possibility in where it is already done, and then it's just about divine timing to close that gap? So getting ready to receive your miracles means that you start programming your consciousness to be aware of the possibility where it is already done. When I say possibility, it's like everything is probabilistic. Everything already exists in this universe all at the same time. Imagine them as a parallel reality already existing where you have all your desires. So if you put your attention to that reality, then you get closer to that. If you put your attention to a reality where you don't get your miracles, your desires for one reason or another, like, oh, I have so many baggages emotionally, energetically, the familial baggage, the generational baggage, the collective baggage. If you put your attention there, you make the process longer that it will take to uncharge all those baggages, right? Before you can finally receive your miracles, your blessings. But if you put your attention on the possibility where instantaneously you already have what you want, what you desire, your blessings, your miracles, this is what we call a miracle actually. It is not explainable, but the quantum leap allows you to close that gap between what you wanted and that reality where it already exists. So I encourage you to constantly train yourself to be in that mindset, in that energy, in that way of seeing the world as if your blessing, your miracle was already here. This is what we call faith. And then at the same time being able to hold the energy of the process as well. Yes, we believe that it is already done, but the language of the reality we live in is taking action. So instead of taking frantic action and stressing yourself out like, how am I going to make it happen? You just relax into it and you trust that you are going to be inspired in the steps to take in order to get to that reality, right? And then when you get the inspiration, maybe it won't make sense, but you just trust that you will take that action, and taking those actions will help you to close that gap even always faster and always faster. And this is what we call the quantum leap. It will help you to quantum leap even faster. This inspiration came from a video that I heard. It is called Master Manifestors. Her name is Olivia, and she has 5 steps to manifest the hard thing. It's always funny because you can explain it logically why things happen the way they happened, but you can also see the quantum leap when you see where you came from and when you are being able to manifest. For example, I love taking examples from my YouTube channel, right? While I got the outlier from my YouTube channel, be it the short, be it the long form content, it is always when I'm having this mindset of it is already done and there is nothing else that I need to do. There is no process for me to get there. It is not one day when I do this and that, I will get there, but it's more like it's already done and it's none of my business even. It's not me making these things happen. It's just me focusing on what I want and knowing that it has already happened, right? So this helped me to see quantum leaps. Like suddenly I have an outlier video that brings me more views, more subscribers than usual, and I used to get stressed like, oh my God, what is happening? But it is also about increasing your capacity to receive. So getting ready to receive your blessings also means that you increase your capacity to receive. The best way to do this is to relax into the desire that you have. Because when you want to quantum jump, you might feel like your body is resisting it, right? Or you might feel imposter syndrome. And I heard from someone else, and I found it really interesting, that the imposter syndrome is actually you following the divine guidance, the message of your soul, and taking action. But then your mind and your body are catching up. They are still catching up. And that's why they come up with things that make you feel like an imposter, right? Because they are not yet at the level where your soul already is. So if you can calm those feelings and regulate your emotion and your nervous system to feel calm in the jump, to stabilize your emotions and your body, your physiology, while you go through those quantum jumps, then it makes you accept it in your reality without sabotaging it. Because generally when the imposter syndrome comes, which is the gap between your divine inspiration, you take aligned action, but then your mind, your body are still in the old belief system. They are not yet ready to jump as well. And so this is why you feel the imposter syndrome. But if you can stabilize your energy, like your body, your expansion, if you can expand at emotional level, energetic level, physical level, then you become a new version of yourself. The habits that you have start to change. The way you think, the decision that you make start to change and to align with that new version of yourself, with that new reality where your miracle, your blessing, your desires have already happened. So I really love that. And this is why I'm also applying in my life more and more, and I can really see how certain routines become easier. Things that before I would think I can never do this because I don't have time, suddenly I find ways to include them in my day-to-day life and it becomes easy. A simple example is combining making videos and being in the forest, right? And I can do my work while I'm doing the video, or I can stop at a spot like here where the sunlight is so beautiful, and I can speak with you, and then after that I continue with my work. So the advantage that I find in the forest and in the work is that I'm doing mild exercise at the same time. 555 on my timer here. I'm doing also grounding because I'm taking in the energy of nature, right? And I'm having time to take care of myself. I'm investing in myself in some way. It is calming me, it is regulating my nervous system, it is grounding me. I'm getting fresh air, I'm getting sunlight and vitamin D, right? And I'm doing my divine mission, like creating a video, right? For you guys, I love you. And girls, I love you. And I'm sharing the knowledge that I'm learning as I learn it. Another thing that comes in my mind is to move in silence, because when you are having that, let's say, battle between the old self and the new self, when you do a quantum leap, when you are in that in-between phase, if you have other people in your field, it makes it difficult for you to do the jump, because it is more people who know the old you, who are reinforcing the old you, and you feel somehow called to let them reinforce that old you. Like, oh yeah, everybody thinks that I am this way, the old way, so I need to reinforce that for them to feel safe or something, right? So in that phase, you need to be with yourself because the battle is already difficult enough just with yourself, right? So this is when moving in silence is important, where you focus on you. You focus on alchemizing those feelings, alchemizing, transmuting that energy. And if you have too many other energies there to reinforce the old version of yourself, that old version of yourself might win. But if you are more with nature, nature will help you alchemize into new possibilities. Because you see, let me show you, nature is always evolving in a way that is for life, that is for expansion, that is for evolution. The trees who get more light get to be big, but the trees who don't get enough light get to stay small, and you don't even know if they will be a big tree someday because they don't get enough sunlight, right? So it's the same for your old self and your new self. If you feed the new self by doing the things that you know will be helpful for that new self, let's say eating well, going for walks in nature, taking care of yourself, sleeping well, all those things that you already intuitively know are good for you, are part of your new self or your higher self if you want. When you do more of those, you are encouraging your new self to emerge, right? To be strong, to be alive. But if you don't get the sunlight, in our case, it means you are succumbed by your old habits. You have the baggage of your old habits. Then the old self will be alive, because the old self will thrive in those old past habits. It's not just about the doing. When I say the habits, it's not just about your behavior. It's also about the ways you think. It's also about your energy, the way you let the energy flow through you, the way you allow yourself to receive the inspiration, the way you allow yourself to rest in order to be in that inspired mode where you receive the inspiration and then you feel safe enough to take the aligned actions. The way how you take care of your emotions, emotional stability. In my new course, Embody Your Feminine Energy, I go really deep in the stabilization of the emotions, because this is what will lead to feminine magnetism and to feminine leadership. When you feel safe, it's also what will help you to create a reality that you have never thought for yourself before, because it is a new reality. It's an elevated reality. It is the reality that your higher self actually has for you, where you get to have everything. You get to have it all, and it's your divine birthright. Abundance, love, beautiful connections, relationships, everything that you desire is already yours when you allow yourself to feel safe in receiving it, right? So these are ways how you get ready to receive your blessings. I hope that you can use them, and I know that some of you have already started the journey to receive those blessings. You know exactly what you are doing, and just continue with it and have faith that your blessings, you get to have them. You always get your desires. You will have examples in your life that assures you that yes, you always get your desire. They might not look like what you were expecting, but they are always there for you, especially when you follow that intuition, which is the divine guidance. You see, I love this definition of genius. A genius is someone who listens to the message of their soul and who follows it. It comes from one of my mentors, Dr. John DeMartini, and I just love that, because actually when you see all the geniuses in this world, it's exactly what they did. They followed their divine inspiration, right? Which is the message of the soul. Hello. Okay, so really being a genius means that you also follow your own intuition. Yes, it might seem like it doesn't make sense at some moment, and one thing that can help is to lower the analytic mind, because it's the analytic mind which is really critical, which is like, I don't understand how this is going to work. It doesn't make sense. Just because you don't see the whole picture and you don't understand doesn't mean that it is wrong. There is the intuitive mind who just feels things, who just knows things. That is your soul guidance. That is the divine guidance, right? And sometimes we will not understand that guidance, but it doesn't mean that we should not follow it, right? Especially when you are training yourself to increase that intuition, right? You are consciously, intentionally strengthening your intuition. Yes, there will be moments where your intuition guides you towards something and you think, oh, I followed my intuition here, but it didn't work. Well, it is Steve Jobs who said that when you want to connect the dot looking forward, you don't see how they connect. But when you will look backward, maybe 1 year later or 10 years later, or I don't know, even weeks later, you will be like, oh, now I understand how things has to happen like that, because the dot connects. So you can start now trusting that the dots will connect. Trusting that even if you don't understand what the divine guidance is leading you to do, they will connect. And this is how you will receive your blessings. And we know what Steve Jobs, for example, has been able to achieve in his life, right? So really follow your divine guidance, your intuition, and this will lead you to being able to receive your blessings and your miracle. It is one way how you really get ready to receive your blessings. All right, I love you so much. It has been so much fun to create this video for you, and I will continue on my work. I cannot wait to see you in the next video. I love you so much. Bye. Take care. Hi, another inspiration came, and it's the transmutation of the energy. Even when you get your blessings, understand that you will still have support and challenges. Getting everything that you want doesn't mean that suddenly the challenges appear. So it's really important that we learn to alchemize the energy, right? Meaning that even in our state where we have received the miracle, the blessings, we will feel the challenge. Because your blessing also have challenges and support. It's just the way life is, right? A simple example, when you get a lot of views on a video, it means that many people are watching your content. If you are not prepared to receive that amount of attention, then it might stress you. It might stress you as a creator. Oh, my favorite tree. I'll give it a hug. So it might stress you as a creator, but it might also stress you as someone who receives and who is responsible in some way of so many people's, right? So it requires from you to be ready to be a leader, to be ready to guide other people. Oh, I see that I have things in my eyes, so I'll just clear that. And we will continue. Those are things that before I will stop the video to hug my tree or to clean my eyes, but I will just flow. And this is something that I learned from the sisters who read tarot, right? They flow with so many things. Oh my God, I see that I also have dry skin on my lips. So for the whole video, maybe I had dry skin. I can put some lip gloss on top of it. Oh, this is funny. And in the past, such thing would make me feel like, oh, I cannot publish this video. But now you just roll with it. Just roll with the rawness, right? Okay, so we were talking about alchemizing and transmuting the energy, because even the things that we desire, they have support and challenges. They have their own responsibility that come with it. So we better learn how to move through that. For example, on that week where I got an outlier video, I was now stressed about how should I respond. Should I create a video immediately to harness that energy, right? To welcome all those people who are coming? Or should I create from emotional stability, because I have pre-scheduled videos, right? But the secret is to keep the stability, not just emotionally, but energetically. Focus on continuing to grow, continuing to be yourself, continuing to choose yourself. Because if you think about it, it might be your rested, elevated, stable energy that attracted that miracle to you. But if you frantically start doing things different and being more stressed, then you are repelling that thing that you attracted first, right? So you let your miracle or your blessing be a nightmare. But if you can manage the energy, transmute it. For example, what I chose to do on that day was to go for a walk in the forest and to receive divine guidance on how to move. And the divine guidance was to slow down, to continue to rest, continue to choose myself, and to add some addition. So to film a short video and add it at the end of the video that was supposed to go that week. So it's amazing how things are aligned and they just flow together when you follow it, right? Because things goes in cycle. And even though I created a video a few weeks ago, that video can have exactly the energy that is needed in this week, right? Because things go in cycle. Just like every year we have the spring, and then come the summer, and then come the fall, and then come the winter, and then come the spring again, and we go in another cycle. So it's the same in life. We alchemize energies, we transmute energies in different phases, and it is cycles like a spiral. When you are growing, evolving, healing, expanding, you are spiraling up. And if you are not doing those things, you might be spiraling down, right? Because it's seldom that you just stay at the same place. So if you are not evolving, it is probable that you are degrading. All right, gorgeous, I will let you with this, and until next time, stay very inspired. I love you so much. Bye again.